Good day, lords and ladies, and welcome back to Medieval Knights, the channel that brings you the best in Let's Plays, tips and trick videos, and streams every Wednesday and Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I am TJ West, and if you enjoy this video, please be sure to hit those like buttons and subscribe to follow Medieval Knights. So without further delay, let us begin. Welcome back, and thank you again for joining me on this episode of What the Flax, Season 1, Episode 8. And today we're going to be going over a lot of the things that I've already gone over. It seems that the community actually needs some help with a few things, and I think the best way to help them would just be to release a video just to try to highlight some of the things that people have been having problems with and show people with a video how to overcome these. So now first off, I did already go through a redactment on the hunting lodge as far as the tanning rack goes. It is actually a drying rack for meat, so I'm not going to go over that again. However, I will go over the barn. Now, some pictures have been sent to me from a friend of mine on Facebook, and it is in relation to the barn workers, and how far away the field is from your village. So as you can see on my save file here, all of my farms are pretty close. I don't have a field worker going yet. I want this farm to be Flax, so I'm not going to go over that with my file. I will, however, take a moment and just bring up those pictures and that slideshow and just go over that with you. So with that being said, so as you can see here, I have a few pictures sent in by Todd D on the Facebook group, and he sent these to me. I did some work on them and overlaid them, which is why you can see a couple different arrows on here pointing out his current location. Well, I did this so that way I could highlight the points of interest that I have circled. So as you can see in the yellow circle, that's his village where he's building at. The red circle down here is his farm, noted by the red arrow pointing to it, and then his location is the yellow arrow. That'll be significant in this picture. As you can see in the bottom there, his icon, and then a villager icon showing where that villager is located at. Now in the next picture here, you can actually see that villager working the field. So as I said before, the radius for the barn is not implemented yet, however it may be soon. So as you can see there, his village is actually close up by mine. If I pull up the map here, his village is actually over here more. Now what I mean to say by that is his village is here, but his farm is here. So as you can see, there is quite a bit of distance there, which tells me that the radius people have been speaking about on Facebook and Discord and all of that, the radius is it's not implemented. It is not in the game yet. Your villagers will go all over the map to work the fields if they're yours. So the fact that people are having a hard time actually getting their workers to go work for them at those fields, it could just be the simple fact that you don't have enough workers for the workload. So with the field and the animations and everything that goes along with it, each individual worker, and I'll go ahead and switch, let's see, Debra, I don't know. I'm going to switch her job back to field worker just to kind of show. I have to set her somewhere else first. Just to show that she might plow the field, but she's not actually going to do anything to it because the crop that I want planted there is not in season. And let's check to make sure that I have it set up here. I do. See, 16 by 16 flax. So as of right now, she might come out of the barn, she might not. If you switch them, yeah, see, so now she's coming to get to work. So as you can see, she's going to plow the field, but she's not actually going to plant anything. But this is going to show you, so she actually has to physically do every single square like that. Now they do work faster if you don't stay there. So a lot of times it's just a set the field down, set it up in management, and then forget you did anything and go about your business. A lot of people I know will actually, if they have issues with their fields not being done, they might come at night and actually do some of that work themselves, which is also, perfectly fine. It's just something that you feel has to be done, but just make sure before you end that day, you have reset it up in the management tab and not touched the field since. Villagers are known to bug out if you decide to work the field, so it's best just to set and forget. So, with that being said, we're also going to go over the building hammer today. So I do have a house over here that is not built. I set the foundation down, but I haven't done anything to it. I'm not quite sure that's where I want it to go at. So when you have the hammer pulled out, your building will look like this. And it's actually going to start with the original materials, so it'll start with a thatch roof like that, and that's what it'll look like. And then from there, if you walk up to it like I just did, and you push E, you see the E there for edit. You push E, it brings up this wheel. Now this wheel shows you the 3 different types of roof you can have. Wooden tile, wooden roof, thatch roof. The wooden tile is the best. It is the one that is going to require the least amount of repair. And the thatch roof is the worst. It will require the most amount of repair over time. And the same thing can be done with your walls. So you can choose solid wall, window in the wall, or a doorway in the wall. But I will say there can only be 1 doorway per house. So if you have a doorway here, you're not going to be able to put a doorway here as well. You will have to take this doorway out by pushing E and selecting a wall and doing that, and then coming over here and changing it to the doorway in order for that to work. So with that being said, once you actually figure out what you want, okay, so I either want a wall here, a wall with window, or a wall with door. So right here, I want a wall with door. Now here is another selection. Again, as with the roof, this wattle wall with door is actually going to be the least effective. It's going to require the most amount of repair. It is the least as far as heat consumption goes, so your villagers will use more wood if you have a wattle wall than as with a stone wall. So it provides less insulation than the other 2 setups that are here, and it's basically just the fastest. It only takes sticks and logs. I am going to set that at stone right there, just because the building I want to be stone. If I do decide to build it, I'm going to change that roof there. So now with this solid stone wall, if I wanted to put a window in it, I would just click window, and then I could choose wattle, wooden, or stone as far as my wall goes, and then I just click that, the selection that I want, and it'll put the windowed wall in it, and then I'll have to build it out of stone. And it'll show you at the bottom their required resources, so 2 logs and 6 stones to build it. So I'm going to switch that back to a solid stone wall. Now, for every 4 windows in a house is equal to the default wood usage. So you can put more than just 2 windows in a house. I personally usually set the backs of my houses to the outside of my village, so the palisade will run even with this back wall here. And if I put a window in it, the palisade will cover the window anyway, so there's no point in having windows back there. At least in my builds, there's not, just because of the way I set it up. In your build, there could be places for all the windows. You know, window in every single wall section. But in this one, I just do a wall directly on the backside. And as you can see here, I've started to mark things out to try to make it even. So there's no windows here just because the palisade that's going to come up behind it will cover those windows. Here on the tavern, you don't get the choice. Tavern 2 will be made out of better materials. Tavern 3 will be Tavern 2 is actually an enclosed wooden structure, and then Tavern 3 is an enclosed stone structure, I believe. And the same thing with the resources. If I go here and then go to storages, so resource storage 3 will be made out of stone, and then food storage 3, I believe, is made out of stone as well. So as you increase the tier of the buildings, the building materials they are made out of will increase as well. And so the resource storage one and the food storage one, they are made out of wattle, basically, so they do deteriorate pretty quickly. I'm trying to see if I can find a hole in my roof here, but it seems like I'm still too early in this game yet for needing repairs. As well, the tiers of your production buildings will also go up, thereby making better buildings. The tavern will, I don't believe it ever gets enclosed, but the sewing on the next tier will be enclosed. So that'll be something to look forward to. And then with the woodsheds, when you go up in tiers for them, it increases their weight they can hold, and it also increases their worker slots. And then the hunting lodge we went over adds the tanning rack, drying rack for drying meat and fish. And so that's just another little overview of a few things that I have gone over in the 7 episodes that I have released on my What the Flax series. This will be episode 8. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If there's anything else that needs covered, or if there's something in this video that wasn't quite explained to where you could understand it, go ahead and drop a comment in the comments section of the video. Let me know, and I'll see about getting something recorded up to explain it a little bit better for you. So thank you for joining me. Thank you all again for joining me today. I'm gonna stay warm here in our nice little house, light the campfire, get it cozy. If you would like to see more, please hit those like and subscribe buttons and ring that bell to be notified of future uploads. Live streams are currently every Wednesday and Friday beginning at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, with the possibility of new dates to be released soon. Check me out on Twitch under Medieval Knights. I am TJ West, and let's keep it medieval, people.